You know, authorities have a monumental task on their hands to stop COVID contraband from reaching consumers. So our investigative producer, Leslie Marcus, reports. Take a look.
Since the beginning of this pandemic, more than 30 million counterfeit face masks and hundreds of thousands of non-FDA approved COVID test kits have been seized by officials. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to COVID contraband. So today I've been granted exclusive access to get a behind-the-scenes look at COVID contraband and other counterfeit goods that could be hazardous to your health. What kind of figures are we talking here when it comes to your seizures?
Since the onset of the pandemic, we have seized over 177 million masks, so about $500 million.
So how do you know exactly that these are fake?
Basically, look at the packaging. It looks like a real mask. Under further review, the product is manufactured in the U.S., but it's coming from China. Not only that, the quality seal of the hologram is certified in Peru.
Can you show me what exactly makes these masks fake?
At a first glance, you're going to look at it and see that it looks just like an N95 mask, but if we cut into the mask, it is very thin, and the product does not provide the filtering capabilities that the 3M original mask would.
Now, it's not just masks that you're seizing.
We have come across a lot of unapproved medications and test kits that have not gone through the proper vetting process.
This warehouse is massive, and it's just one of 250 warehouses near LAX that Customs and Border Protection is inspecting products that come into our borders. Explain to me what type of investigations you've conducted during this pandemic.
We've been focusing on personal protective equipment. One of the largest seizures that we had about 6 weeks ago was generated by consumer complaints. The masks smelled funny, they didn't fit right. In this case, the equipment is all coming from China. So our goal is to determine who's actually importing it from China and who is knowingly selling these counterfeit goods that end up in medical facilities.
So what happens once you find out who the culprit is?
That person would face jail time, and also we would look to seize their assets, cash, or homes.
How big of a problem are we talking about?
That one seizure alone, we found 9.3 million counterfeit masks. It took 30, 40-foot trucks to get all of that evidence out of there.
Tell me about your investigations when it comes to fake vaccines and phishing scams.
There are many scams indicating that there are vaccines available if they provide social security number or other personal information which would lead to identity theft.
What do you think the biggest risk to consumers is?
Counterfeit personal protective equipment. It's important to note that if you notice anomalies, to please call those in to the brand holders, because a lot of our investigations generate from consumer complaints, and it helps us tremendously in pursuing the criminals responsible.